Hello everybody, welcome to episode 68 of the Contest Realm podcast. If you don't know already, we're available on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify and iTunes. We're back! We've taken a small break because life do be very busy. And if you don't know already, I'm joined by Dan of Frontline MCOC. You can find him at www.frontlinemcoc.home.blog and as well on Twitter on the handle at FrontlineMCOC. Dan, we're back. Hopefully less stress this week.
We're back, Rich, but I don't think this is episode 68.
Oh god damn, it's not 60, it's 69, isn't it?
It is, and It's very nice to be talking to you.
Yeah. Like for those that like 60, yeah, okay, 69. I was about to say crude jokes. No, we're not going to go there. It's a Friday. It's like a very what time is it for you, Dan, by the way?
It is 6:15 a.m. local time here on the East Coast of the United States.
See, Dan puts like effort. I mean, for me, it's 11 a.m. So it's like Dan puts in every effort to kind of like do this to be accommodating. And like get this in before he goes into work. So thank you, Dan, as always.
You're very welcome, Rich. It's great to be talking to you. We both had some busy weeks and some conflicts, so which is why we haven't done an episode in a little bit. But we are back. There's a lot going on. New updates in all the games that we talk about. Lots going on. Drama as usual. So it should be a fun time.
Yeah. Where to begin? Well,
where to begin exactly? Like, any big accomplishments? Any big rank ups since we last talked?
I've been doing some today. Actually, I've been doing panic rank ups. The problem for me, the last part of the last few months, ending July, last few weeks of July, I haven't really been like enjoying the game, and especially with like the parry and dexterity bugs or the parry controls bug within iOS functionality, which, by the way, some experience, some don't. But I've just not been kind of in a place where I've been like looking at, and I've scheduled things. I was like, okay, today you're gonna look up your rank ups. You're gonna rejig around your itinerary, your inventory. Get rid of this. Streamline this. And I just went, I can't be bothered with this. So today, I've been doing panic rank ups before they expire. So the ones that I've just been kind of going for panic rank up are, if I can just get them ready, 5-star rogue, because I'm going to prepare for Karina's challenge, Mole Man to rank 2, rogue, 6-star rogue to rank 2, because I think I had something expiring, strife rank up, mojo rank up. I picked up mojo from those special crystals. I did that. What have you done?
The biggest one recently was Morningstar to rank 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Finally duped her. Took her into incursions last night. Exited zone 10 at full health. It was a stress-free experience. I enjoyed it. I know there's a bit of a ramp up there, but once you get her going, she is quite effective. So I think that's been my my only big rank up recently.
Fantastic. I've really got to be making decisions to rank up, but I think for me, because I seem to focus more on my shard acquisition, because I'm going to have a length of time in September off. I'm kind of thinking about hoarding crystals, and I've got things like next weekend I've got my stag do, so I'm which should be fun, and that will be but I'll need like content for it. Like I don't know what my state is going to be like on Monday, but from what I gather, it's not going to be too hectic because of a few things that have gone on for me personally. I'm just not really there at the moment with kind of being out with too many people. But that's another story for another day. Back to the game. We're still expecting to see something of a hot fix. I mean, how I've read this when it comes to like the parry dexterity bug, the beta test went fine-ish, a few wobbles. But how it reads when it comes to getting it delivered, it didn't come out with the update.
They didn't have time to include whatever it is that fixes the parry issues in the 32.1 update. So there's going to be another update coming soon.
Yeah.
That hopefully addresses the issue. Now, personally, I've seen a big decrease. I play on iPhone 8 and an iPad. A big decrease in the issues I've had with this bug over the last couple weeks. It was pretty bad that first week for me. But yeah, it's I guess it's just one of those timing things with those update cycles where 32.1 had to be out on last Tuesday on a certain day, and they just couldn't package together the update in time to fix this issue, which is why Alliance War Season has been pushed back again. It was supposed to start on Wednesday originally, and we're still not sure exactly when when Alliance War Seasons are gonna resume.
Yeah, Summer of Pain is Summer of the Showdown is still
right. Also, just TBD.
Yeah, exactly.
On the start dates there. They pushed it back a couple times and then just said, "Hold on, we'll let you know when we're ready for this."
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I play iPad 2021. I've got iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone 7 Plus. I'm kind of like agreeing their last 2 weeks have been better. I think the new update is kind of like if it was running at, say, 10% optimization for inputs, especially around like parries and response and stuff, it is kind of like up to about 50 to 60 from like a 10. So it's like I see some improvement, but there are times I'm just like, no, that should have been a block, that should have been a parry, that should have been a dex. And just the impact, I think what Kabam will have to do is kind of like not make up for the compensate, but kind of like how they've got to assess it is like, well, and people are saying like, oh, when it's compensation, it's like, well, look, at this rate, don't expect it to at least like early September, and that's right. Being kind of like that's kind of even overestimation there, but it's kind of like they've got to put the hotfix live. And if it's not going to come out this week, then it comes out next week, which puts it into week 2. And if week 2 it goes live, they have to say, like, has it worked? Has it not? So it could be a case of go, right, well, if it's worked, it's worked. If it hasn't, it hasn't. And if it does work, then they've got to assess, like, the compensation package for delivery within the last 2 weeks of the month of August, which does put it into that timeline of being September.
Yeah. And what's really tough is, the last time we had an issue this big in game, it's either been a pretty big package or for something that ran for this long, like basically it caused issues for an entire update, an entire month. That's when they brought out Summoner Appreciation Calendar, which is something they went away from this year with the whole Summoner Camp thing, which was another issue in July that that whole thing didn't land well. So it's like, all right, like what are you guys gonna do to win everybody back after that rough month?
Yeah, we do. I think the only positive from this is that at the end of the month we've got the legendary event, or Legend Celebration event. So that's good. There is a boost within that for gold and what is it? Gold.
Is it battle chips?
Yeah, battle chips. Yeah,
battle chips. Yeah,
gold and battle chips are within that.
Yeah,
so
I mean it should be a pretty cool month, and I think the thing that we don't know that's really going to define the month is that Summer of Pain final challenge. That's the last 2 weeks of August.
Yeah,
because what is it and what are the rewards? All we know about is like just a vague reference to its existence, and it coming on August 18th, and it being basically the worst of the worst from Summer of Pain weeks 1 through 9, plus some other stuff from the past that was really difficult. So we're going to see what exactly that is, and we have no idea about the rewards, which of course has a major impact on how the content is received.
Yeah, I know that there was something that's gone live. Well, I've just put a video live whilst we've been talking. It's something that kind of like I think went under the radar, and that was from a data miner with a good track record. Mm-hmm. This particular data miner is Code D. I want to say it's Code D. I think it's Code D. And he put out a video which showcased Kang with similar kind of like fight things that we had with the Grandmaster. In that, you kind of like do certain things, and then you then throw, and then you're able to get like he's wounded, and you're able to kind of like attack. So I've just posted that, and the thing is, I did try and get him for comment on something because I wanted to find out how it was built. Going back to the past, you must remember MCOC mod?
Oh yeah.
And the same thing with Otrix, where they would I don't know if it's I would say it's hack into the game, and are able to kind of like access to like developer build level stuff, and that's how I assume he's got that.
That's
info.
how they would get the early footage of like move sets.
Yeah, and also kind of like fight interactions. Now, what I tried to do, because he said the platform is what's been set up is very much like similar to those. So I did try and reach out to him to like comment and stuff. I said, you've got to follow me back in order to kind of do DM, and it didn't get back to me in time. So I've posted a video. It will be interesting to know if that is indeed it. The particular Kang in question has a high hit pool, and it does like it has a new move set. It does like an end Hadouken thing. So it'd be interesting to know on that one what goes down. But I've posted a video on it, and we'll have to see if that's indeed the case. But that could be where the pain comes in from this month.
We'll know in a couple weeks. I know Emma Frost is giving some people some pain right now. I don't know, have you already done this one, or I've just been practicing a little bit for gearing up for this weekend to make the real runs.
I'm going to be doing it the weekend as well. I haven't really had the time, because I mean, as much as I do.
I do.
We kind of like go ham. We've kind of looking into things like side events, what's good value here, grinding this, grinding that, and trying to like make sure that we're kind of like up on that first. And I kind of felt like that may have been the best way to go for me for structure of like content production, and that's paid off. So I will probably do it over the weekend. I haven't set up the champions that I want to use. I did see a very handy info graphic, which I'm just trying to like grab. I think it was TrueCost that did it, and I'm going to bring it up on screen for people watching on YouTube of the various different champions of usage.
Oh yeah, he's got a pretty good one, doesn't he? There.
Yeah, I think it was him. I'm probably looking at the wrong person, to be honest. But I'm just trying to find. No,
he's got it. Yeah, he's got it up on his Twitter.
Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, I mean, I think I'm going Void. It's either going to be Void or Spider-Ham for me for the science one. But I think, I practiced with Void and that felt pretty good. Although I do have a new rank 2 Spider-Ham who I would like to test out in some serious content, so that could be good. And I think I'm going Black Widow Deadly Origin because I want to get that as few runs as possible, and you need to get the female objective as well. And she obviously takes care of the skill and the female one. So I think I'm going Void and Black Widow Deadly Origin.
Yeah, for those listening on SoundCloud, Spotify, and all the other podcasts, kind of listening services, I'm just gonna like read them off. So this particular infographic, if you're not on YouTube, watching on YouTube video, they've got Human Torch down as a science, Void down as a science, Immortal Hulk down as a science, Spider-Ham, Mortal Abomination, and somebody's calling me. I can't answer you. Leave me alone. That's the worst time to get a phone call. Leave me alone. I'm busy. And then female, you've got Guillotine 2099, Ghost, Science and Female, Wasp. Female is Black Widow Clairvoyant, as Dan pointed out. Black Widow Deadly Origin, Skill and Female, and also Nick Fury Skill. We've got Hitmonkey, Stealth Suit Spidey. And then we've got Shang-Chi, and we've got Kingpin for that skill, Domino as a female, and Aegon as a skill. There are some other options like Professor X, Apocalypse, Hercules, Magneto, Stark Spidey, and Guardian if you're looking for initial clear. But let's face it, you might want to do the objectives if you're Thronebreaker. Someone even pointed out that Ultron works well as he can utilize his ability, Degen, instead of Bleed, and has 2 sets of regeneration option. But won't be within some of the objective requirements.
Yeah, and that's really the thing is like, do you want to take that third run with a champion if you're Thronebreaker?
Yeah.
If you're Cavalier, it's whoever works, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing for me. I'm down for efficiency. Last week was very different because I ended up using 3 champions of the objectives, which I thought were good. But for me, it's maybe down to not. It's kind of wasting my time. I don't know. A lot of people like kind of repeating back challenges. I mean, for me, because time is so precious, and especially same thing a lot of people as well. Work commitments, family ties, and stuff. You just like. I just need to get this done. I don't want to be doing like 20 minutes. I want to get 10 minutes done so I can move on to something else. And you're like, an extra 10 minutes. But time is precious.
Yeah. Last week I had to go with 3 as well to get all those objectives. And last week was, I don't want to say it was the hardest fight because I think some of the other fights had more difficult mechanics to understand, like say the Mysterio fight. This one was the hardest one for me to stay alive in. Though.
Yeah.
It was like you're doing fine and you're dead.
Yeah. And it's gone. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you blew up my Hyperion. All his buffs. Who saw that ending poorly?
Yeah. I'm the same. I just thought, I thought to myself like, I'm committed. I now do not give a damn. Let's just finish this off.
Yeah, at this point with the rewards, it's like, all right, let's throw on some boosts. Let's get this done.
Yeah. That's the way to go. Whack on some boosts and get it done indeed. Right. We've had 2 new champions brought in this month, Dan. We have had Penny Parker and Spider-Man 2099. A few rumbles from people about, we don't need any more Spider-Verse champions in this game. I don't know. I'm actually quite happy to see them both in, and especially... start the point of the more that we get in, the quicker we're completed with Spider-Verse characters. Not many,
right? Although that is a deep bench of Spider-Verse characters, but I think when people say that, I don't think they mean like the whole Spider-Verse. I think they mean like the Spider-Men of the Spider-Verse, because it's like. All right, we've still got tons of Spider-Women out there.
Yes.
And then, of course, the Rogues Gallery is a very deep bench. I mean, I don't think, if it was a Spider-Verse event, but it was Sandman and Kraven, I don't think you're going to have the same reaction of people saying it's Spider-Verse again.
Yeah,
I think it's because it's Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah, this was a little bit of... not fear of God, but kind of like, look, what's going to happen in December then? Because we're going to be, by the end of the year, fingers crossed, although I have seen some rumblings that I think it was either a producer or someone associated was really worried about the state of COVID numbers rising in the US to putting out Spider-Man Spider-Man Far From Home. No. What? God.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. No. Is it? No Way Home. Yeah. God, I got to be honest, because there's been no trailers, I'm like losing my kind of like grip on this film. Like, where the hell's the trailer?
I know, that's been a whole thing. Like Twitter is already over the fact that there's no trailer.
Yeah. That's the thing.
People wanted that trailer and then they kind of gave up over the last month. Like, I guess we're not getting one.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Like, wait. If Marvel Contest of Champions are like, I reckon they know something, and they're like, we got to plan our event coming in at the end of the year.
Right.
Is this part of the bit like building up to say we are now going to have like some kind of like big thing, and we need as many Spider-Verse champions as possible to create some kind of parallel or some type of thing going on. I don't know. It'd be nice to see that there'd be more tie-ins. I think Gabe said there was going to be something with Eternals as a tie-in event, which is nice to get back to these kind of like movie versions of characters. I didn't think I'd miss them, but now I really do. So
they're a lot of fun. They usually have really good side quests those months. because it's like they have a theme to tie it to. It just kind of works better. And you think about the end of the year with Eternals coming out in November,
Absolutely,
and Spider-Man in December. Like, we don't usually have two big MCU releases like that back to back.
yeah,
Usually they're spaced out. They're 5-6 months apart on the movies. When they're in rotation, to have potentially 2 MCU months to close the year, when November and December are usually the best months for the game anyway in terms of content and rewards. Like, that could be a really fun way to end the year.
yeah, true. Yeah, I would like that to be put back into game when we get this kind of like just excitement around these type of things again, and to kind of like have. I mean, I am hoping that there's going to be Death Dealer and the Mandarin when Shang-Chi's released next month, which is a
right, and Shang-Chi. Well, that's interesting too, because I forgot about that. So we got 3 movies, and we've got 4 updates left.
Yeah.
This year. So, but we already have Shang-Chi.
Exactly. We also had a Shang-Chi event as well.
We had an event. So that, I mean, I have a hard time believing they'd do 2 Shang-Chi events so close together. Although, if they're going to bring in, Mandarin, they're going to bring in Wong. Like, that could be really cool.
Yeah. That could be it.
But September is almost always X-Men month. Yeah,
that will be the thing, isn't it?
Because that's usually X-Men month, and October's usually Halloween monster themed. So it's like, all right, are they going to deviate there? Because they pretty, I pretty much bet that they're going to do a mutant event before the end of the year, but the window is pretty tight on that to get Kitty Pryde in the game finally.
Yes.
But then it's the thing, right? It's like 1 month it's like, why more Spider-Man? And then the next month is, why more mutants? That class is OP. Like, you're never going to make everybody happy.
Yeah, because they've got, depending on when they release Eternals, like Eternals is meant to be for November, so that would be a November-based event.
5th. Yeah.
Australia get the film on October 28th, but, I don't know whether it's all... It's all very confusing, but it's like you don't know what they do.
That's the thing. It's tricky enough to guess in normal times, and now if there's actually some worry about the films getting put out in theaters, then that adds a whole nother layer of complexity to it.
Yeah, that's true.
But getting back to this update, we've got Spider-Man 2099. I tested him out a little bit. I don't know that he's really my style of champ. He's not super smooth. It seems like there's a bit of utility there, but he, in my limited CCP testing, he wasn't someone that like immediately grabbed me as a champion that I was super excited to play.
Yeah. I have not had any time to play him. I hope that I get some time, but I'm more interested with some of his synergies, which I'm trying to put out some content. I'm going to work on some vids for the weekend and kind of have a look at them. Wither looks cool. I agree. Like, it's not as easy to do a lot of the stuff with him, and just there's a lot of investment into that. And there's things like, okay, well, is he very suicide friendly? Not. Well, it's too many ums and ahs for me when it kind of like playing that champion to kind of like get my full interest around. But I'm sure that there'll probably be some content posted in the next couple of months that kind of showcases him as a very handy champion to have. But that's the thing, we're way over 200 now. I'm trying to find something unique, new, and as well something that takes you away from the normal rotation of, say, 10 champions, which a lot of players like, is very difficult. It's a difficult thing.
It's tough to have a champion break through now. And, of course, it's so hard to acquire these new champions these days if you're not spending a lot. Like, I don't think... none of the 2021 champions have really made it into my core rotation yet.
No,
and I'm just beginning to acquire some of them as 5 stars. Like, I think I just acquired Strife and duped him, and he's certainly someone that's worthy of some testing and a rank up. But yeah, it's these 2021 champs for the most part haven't really found their stride yet. You haven't seen a lot of people using them. You haven't seen a lot of videos beyond the initial usage of the champs. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky thing, but while the new champs maybe haven't gained traction, I think the champion buff program is going quite well. And Rich, you had to be super excited when your boy King Groot was on the list.
Yeah, absolutely. I am very happy with what has been changed with him. I really think that it's going to be... I'm going to be thinking about a roster build or champions that go well with the Suicide Mastery build. And I'm thinking about ending the rest of the year by having Suicide Masteries. Especially having a champion like King Groot, who is just able to just excel under Suicide Masteries based on his abilities, his punch and damage, just what you're able to do with Liquid Courage and Double Edge, and kind of like further just smack with his champion. You got good rotations around regeneration, which means that any damage you lose through recoil and rotating around an SP2 is kind of like, oh, hang on, it doesn't really matter if I'm going to recoil. I'm going to gain back what I lost. So happy days. That works out really well, and thoroughly happy with that. Venompool.
I've heard King Groot's just a tank now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already high health pool, but now
it's just ridiculous. Venompool and Herd, and I haven't had a chance to play either of those two, just because I haven't really had the time to kind of look into them at all. Have you managed to play either of them?
Not yet. Hood I do have as a 6-star, so I do need to revisit that because he's probably worth a rank up for me at this point. I've heard heard good things about the damage. They added back in some of his utility that was lost in the first buff. So yeah, he's probably worth a revisit for me pretty soon.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's excellent. That's excellent.
Yep.
I think we're done talking about champion buffs. I think we've got to move on to the Bugle store and snapshots and all that stuff, because
so many objectives, Rich.
So I think I talked about 39. 39.
Oh, was it that many?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you did a whole breakdown of the store, and the store looks pretty cool, but I got so many messages yesterday about the mythic shards. Was this something you got a lot of questions about? Yeah,
this was something that we did get some answers on from Kabam on it. So if you're not familiar with the story, it's kind of broken down as you know, Dan. We kind of had 100, and we were like looking at it like, what's this all about? Also, I thought it was a bit weird when we had the CCP PDF sent to us. It referred to them as legendary shards, and I was thinking, first off, okay, well that's to do with the Legends celebration event, and that's where I first kind of got a bit kind of confused on it. But then it turns out it is actually the legendary crystal, so the 4-star, 5-star type ones. But the volume of the mythics, there was a lot more. Yeah, when you purchased it, you were going, 10,000. How is my meager 200 mythic shards able to do it?
Right, and now they've upped it to 500.
Yeah,
it's now 500. Now that's still not getting you the crystal. I think it's one of those things like they added it as a teaser, as kind of hey, this is a new crystal that you're going to be able to get shards for, but they didn't really say that. And usually when something's introduced in a side quest like this, it's just for the month. So it's it's like what we've got, like creepy crawlies crystals this month, where you're gonna earn multiple of those crystals, and that is not the intent here. But I don't think people connected that.
No,
that this is like a permanent thing that you're gonna earn over the course of many months.
Yeah, and that's the thing about like notes and communication on the matter, because Kabam did say that there's compensation that's going out to players about that. If you've purchased it, you might be going, oh well, I only purchased 100 a piece. and now it's on 500 apiece, you will be getting compensation for it. But it's going to be one of these permanent things that are there. It could be a case you can only pick up 1,000 a month, and then you go over a case of like a 10-month period. Possibly, I don't really know, but it's just what I'd assume, that maybe there's further months where you'll get 1,000 here, maybe 2,000 there, and it kind of like small increment numbers that add up to the bigger picture. There could be something when it comes to the legendary event that's going to be dropping, especially because it does say on there that within the Legend Celebration Crystal, that there is Legend Crystal Shards available. It doesn't say Mythic Crystal Shards available, but the one that we could be seeing on this here, which is the event thing that was put, it could be to say that the Legend Celebration Crystal could be for those that are Cavalier and lower, or Uncollected and lower, whereas Thronebreaker and Cavalier get Mythic Celebration Crystal. Again, I'm just surmising. I'm just assuming that I could be completely wrong, but you look at. Sorry,
it could be something. No, I think it could be something where it's sort of a teaser for people moving up the progression ladder, because it's 80% of a 5-star, 20% of a 6-star. So it's not like it's this OP crystal that Thronebreakers should be spending months and months to complete one of these things.
Yeah,
because for the most part, it's going to be a 5-star, which is not of a huge amount of interest to Thronebreaker players. But if it's a way to add in some more ISO, start giving Uncollected Cavalier players some extra chances at 6 stars without pushing the game too fast, then I think that's okay.
Yeah, it definitely starts like players. I mean, I will be. I have to say to Em whether or not look, I'm going to wake up every 7 hours to claim a crystal, whether or not she's going to be too interested with that. But I just think that these last time these were released, I think there was some good stuff within them, especially to say you get units, boosts, potions, revives, and there's things like tier 1 alpha. But I do think because this is there's going to be players that are Thronebreaker and to a degree Cavalier looking at this crystal and saying it offers a chance at 4-star hero crystal shards, 5-star hero crystal shards. It's not, and also like tier 4 basics, class catalyst. I don't know if players are going to be at that particular progression are going to look at this. So our theory is that there could be something in progression available to this, but maybe Kabam don't want to and won't announce that just yet until it being a surprise when it goes live. But we'll have to see on the 23rd of August when the event drops what the crack is, because it may not be what people expect. So I don't want to give any false hope to people there.
Now, usually during these Legends events, we get Brutal DLX sends us something, right?
Yeah.
Pick a good one.
Yeah.
Pick a good one, please. I'm trying to think who do I need right now? Professor X.
Yeah, I do too.
I need a Professor X Brutal, so pick him for the special crystal, please.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll go. I don't think he will pander to doing something that's going to inflate things, like going, let's go with the highest signature, not the highest prestige champion, and kind of go, Dr. Doom.
Right. So probably not Silver Surfer.
No, it'll probably go something that he's personally interested in. And I can't think of what the last ones were, but I can imagine it will be something that's fun and out there.
He should just troll us with a Joe Fixit Cav.
I think that would be hilarious, but I don't think he will, because people will be like, "Oh yeah,
you're gonna have to stay off the Twitter that day."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stay away from people. Right, I think that's concluded a lot of MCOC stuff. I don't think there's anything more that's been going on. I think we've covered a lot of the drama and things and whatnot. That's kind of apparent with that. Let's move on and talk about Marvel Future Revolution. Now, I've been a little bit I've been a lot of time. I've been grinding out in the game, but I haven't been kind of following a lot of stuff that's been reported. I know there was a lot of discrepancies with changes and stuff that maybe was not fitting well with players. What have you seen, Dan?
I mean, just a little bit of. There was sort of the unrest. I mean, there was of course the hyperbole of, you've killed the game before you've released the game. But I think what I saw from the more balanced responses was this is because people were smashing through the beta and reaching level 100 in like a week.
Yeah.
And that's not good for the lifespan of the game if people can move too quickly. So
Yeah.
you actually played the beta. Like, did you feel like you were going too fast?
It's hard to put some criticism together for it, because I will be kind of like ramping up my second channel to deep dive a lot of this as well. My biggest problems with the game is, yes, people were able to go to level 100 and then they were able to get the game has successes and failures in different ways. The success is going, yes, you can quickly get up your hero, you can then get up an ult very quickly. That's good. Especially because you have to remain competitive with each other, and you want to inflate your squad level in order to allow yourself to be more stronger. And that's really how things are. I mean, that's what I'm doing at the moment, is inflating my squad level so I can finish off the final Maestro boss. But the downside of that is when it comes to PvP, and PvP is terrible. That's the sad thing about it. It's good. Mm-hmm. The differences with Marvel Realm of Champions to this game is that with the PvP narrative, you can go like, okay, well, I don't need to do the PvP narrative because there's so many solo stuff that you can do, all kind of like grouping together of things. So if one of your members of your team is like an OP PvP god that can literally, with his level or his or her level 100 squad hero, as well as the 5-star or 6-star badges, 5-star and 6-star costume and specialization and all that stuff, all that over advantage that they have in PvP, you can then go away to somewhere else and play that and grind it out. So there's a lot of imbalance in different areas, and it does make PvP, it's annoying because a lot of stuff that I want to grab is in the PvP areas of doing the wars, like a mega war, or doing what's the other stuff in PvP? Dimensional duels, which is the 1v1. So a mega war is like is it 8v8? Something like that. And then it's like 1v1 with dimensional duels. All that unfairness that people have gone from like leveling up ults and leveling up their mains incredibly fast is then taken away by doing the other thing. And gotcha. I just think that I understand like they want to go, right, we want to slow it down, you know what you do. But then there's going to be further imbalances, and these imbalances will stay literally forever in the game, which is going to be sad, but you know that's going to be something to assess. Whether or not I have to change my channel name in the future again. I probably will. I'll probably change it to something that's just completely generic in the future, and just be like it will just serve as my second channel, whatever I want to focus on, or multiple games. Because I may return back to Marvel Realm. I'm still considering it as an option, but I still love Marvel Future Revolution. I think that it's a fantastically made game. A lot of money, time, and investment has gone into it. Yes, there's a lot of stuff with PvP to iron out. Yes, they've had a beta, and yes, they need to deal with it. But they will give in to the money side of things and I'm currently free to play in Marvel Future Revolution. And again, it goes back to what we said when Realm was first released. Before investing in our money into it, you have to know that you're playing a game that you enjoy, number one. Number two, is fairly listened to by the developer. And number three, is then fair overall. And I'm unsure about this because there's a lot of bad imbalances. The same way with Realm and kind of having like better gear. If you have the better gear, the better stats, and there will always be, unfortunately, in mobile gaming, I wouldn't say it's kind of like, I suppose it's paid to win because it does eliminate a lot of the skill because you have the best stuff in the game at the time.
Yeah.
But then you have to look at the other side of things, going like, what, do you want the game to die? Like game developers, like if you develop a game, do you expect to be paid for nothing? Like you can't be paid on free to play. I mean, let's be real on the situation. Like a developer, like a games developer, I think can earn anything between like £40,000 to £60,000, or could be like upwards of $60,000 to $80,000. Not 100% sure on that, but it's kind of like around about. And you just think, well, how are you making if like somebody said, oh, you know, they know someone who dropped $100,000 on day one of the beta, it's still a case of going like, well, they need a return, and they haven't developed this for nothing and for free. But in any case, I've rabbited on, Dan. Is there anything you want to talk about with Future Rev?
No, I just really, because I haven't played it yet, I was really more interested in your take on it. But I think it's an interesting narrative we're seeing in a couple games recently. Seven Deadly Sins, for one, and this one where that initial pop, but is the game going too fast?
Yeah.
And where does that leave you 5-6 months down the line? Like, say what you will about Marvel Contest of Champions, and we certainly have, but we're 6+ years in, and the slow but steady on the progression, as much as it's driven us mad at times, they do have a track record of sustained success that is very hard to have in this space by forcing us to crawl along. Because you want to go fast, but at the same time, like, you want to get hopefully years of use out of your high-end characters before they are eventually replaced by the shiny new power level.
Yeah, I mean, for Future Rev, it's kind of like World of Warcraft, but it's it's a little bit different. With World of Warcraft, it's a case like by leveling up alts, you weren't. I mean, at the time I was playing, this may have completely changed. At the time, you weren't inflating the overall strength of your squad by having alts leveling up. With this one, the biggest problem the developer has is as soon as people have reached level 100, and I've seen, like, I'm squad level. I've got a level 100 Doctor Strange. I've got a level 50 or 60 Spider-Man. And my squad level is 65, maybe approaching 68. But I'm not happy with that squad level. I want it higher. I've seen people, as of 2 weeks ago, on squad rank 100, and even pushing over, like, I've seen a 105. And I'm sure it's higher and more. And that's just the thing with it. Like, there's players that are investing a lot of time into their grind to get what they want out of it, like, right now. But I'm not able to do that just yet, especially when it comes to the first 2 weeks of the month, and I'm focused mainly on Marvel Contest because I've got bills to pay, and that's like that.
Sure.
But also, I enjoy Contest a lot. It's my main game. Yeah. It's my main love. But at times, the thing is, when you love something, you also have that element of hate towards it as well when it comes to things not working right, or how you love it to work right, but sometimes it doesn't. So the problem that the developer has is they're going to have to make new, higher level places to explore, and that's they've got like a whole plethora of places to go, and like they've got New Stark City, they've got the what is it called, Hydra Empire, Midgardia, so it's like Asgard. They've got Scar, they've got there's one other I've missed in that one, or maybe that's it. There's either 4 or 5 locations to go, right? So they've got to either add in something new which pushes past that level 100 barrier, and maybe that's something they're not really interested in doing yet. But the problem is if they then have to go into different things. Like when World of Warcraft reached level 100, they then dropped into doing stuff like, okay, well, we go level 1 to 120 as the max when you're facing off against different kind of mobs and bosses? Or do you go down the way of like Shadowlands and other content where you kind of drop it down to like level, everybody's on a level playing field of level 50, and the most you can get up to is level 60? Or do we add in a new type of venture where you have to have a certain gear or certain uniform or certain masteries to do this, or have a special item? It's all a hell of a lot of confusion and weirdness, but hey, it is what it is with Future Rev.
Gotcha, yeah. Oh, it's going to be interesting to see because we've got the games coming out this month. Yeah.
I wish you all the best. I just hope that they iron out what they need to iron out. But and this is the thing I love about it, it's just going to explore, going and doing quests, and doing something that is World of Warcraft meets Marvel, and also kind of like a replacement for the what is it called, Marvel Heroes Omega or whatever it was, which was similar to this. So good luck, everybody. I'm sure you'll have a good time if you like it for that type of reason.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out later this month.
Okay, let's talk about Marvel Realm then. Now, I have seen like a few things where they've kind of like added in like a new Red Guardian. Is it like gearing for it?
Yeah, so basically Red Guardian is a new super soldier costume. It's not a new house or a new character. They're kind of diving into the factions within the houses right now. So they're talking, it's very Patriot Garrison month. They're talking about the different factions of the super soldier, including like the Hydra faction within the Patriot Garrison. So yeah, you can. There's a couple different Red Guardian costumes you can acquire this month. It's a bit like the previous month, which coincidentally was Spider-Man 2099, where it was about acquiring that costume. So we haven't seen a new house or new character in a little bit, even though they have been teased. I think the coolest thing about this month in Realm is the World Quest, because this is the first time that you get to fight alongside a Baron. And the quest is Peggy Carter taking you and your champion and two others into battle. And if she dies, you lose the quest. So it's sort of that like protect the hero who's fighting alongside you setup, which I think is pretty cool. Like that's fun. The game still looks really, really good in that regard. They're certainly challenging quests. I think we've talked about this before. Like the best months in Realm are when there's a new house and you have a new champion to build and acquire and build up. I've been doing that with Thor, but we don't know who the next house is or when that house is coming. So I don't know. Like they've continued to do the updates, and I think they've been solid. The matchmaking feels a little bit different. I've actually had some games recently where it's been me and two bots versus two players and a bot, and I've won.
That's good.
Which is kind of like, whoa, like how about that? So I know they're continuing to evolve the matchmaking. I will say it feels a little better, but until we get to the point where it's you can go into random and it's 3 people versus 3 other people, I don't know that it's ever going to feel great. It's still missing that critical mass that allows for that level of matchmaking.
Yeah, and I do hope the game is in a good place. As if they do a House Wolverine or I can't remember what it was called. I can't remember what the name of the house was called. It was in the trailer before.
Yeah, they've teased Wolverine. They've teased Vision. They've teased King Groot.
Yeah, I would come back if they did a Wolverine or like Shogun. I think it was called Shogun House or whatever.
Yeah.
And it would be interesting to come back and see that. It's just my concern has always been the state of matchmaking, and I am interested. Maybe like when things calm down with contest, and we got the initial future rev, because I'm kind of building up to kind of like push content for that. I may return back to do some time with the game and see where it is and stuff, and maybe even do like a push for a month and then kind of again see where it is with people's interest and response. And I think you just take it from there. Is there anything else to talk about with Realm?
No, I think that's about it for right now with Realm. So what are you up to this week, Rich?
Oh God, that is a question and a half. I think I'm just trying to like get through a lot of the stuff that I've got like outstanding. Like I've definitely got to do a few like guides. I think I've got like 4 to 5 more videos on this month's stuff. Before then, I start looking into going back to some old content and kind of like producing more videos. So I look to that, and there's going to be some news on Monday, which is going to be important to discuss something in the 10 a.m. PST potentially, but more on that then. What are you up to?
I am working on finishing up Variant 6, so I've decided that I haven't really been focusing on the permanent content lately because just lack of time and all the monthly content. So I'm really going to focus on Summer of Pain, and then I'm kind of just going to punt on the side quests and event quests this month, and probably the next month. I want to run through Variant 6.
Yeah.
I want to run through Variant 7. I need to do Act 7.2. I'm not getting to these things, so I need to change it up. And I'm just gonna focus on the permanent content for the next couple months, because I want to do guides for that. And what I found is, like, that's the stuff I like doing more. I like doing content for the permanent guides for that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just not getting to it. So it's like, at some point, it's like, well, I need to play the content that I want to do content for.
Yeah.
And I can't be chasing every bit of monthly reward and suffering from FOMO. So I'm just kind of taking a step back, and that is my plan. And it's part of it's fueled by, I look at my site metrics, and I keep seeing like an article that I wrote like a year ago, which is called "Which Variant Should I Play First?" But it only has variants 1 through 5, and I want to update this article because it's one of the most read articles on the site.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have variant 6 or 7, which seems quite pertinent.
Yeah.
Given the rewards and the relative ease of at least variant 6.
Yeah. True.
If you have Magneto and Apocalypse and Venom, you can crush that. So people should know that.
Yeah. That's always the way. I kind of think to myself, I've got to update. Some people were saying to me, "Oh, could you do an updated this guide and this guide?" I'm like, I plan to do a lot of stuff. It's just the problem is time. I can't really do a half-assed job with it. I want to do a good job, but time. I need.
Yeah.
I'm like
all this stuff takes so much time. You sit down, you're like, oh, do a video. It's like, well, that could be 8 hours.
Yeah.
You can only do so many of those.
Yeah, because you have to, especially when you're doing like videos, you all kind of like written guides. You have to go in and you kind of like, you look at the quest, you look at the nodes, you then have to look back at 200 other champions that are being regularly rebuffed to then go, right, okay, so these are options for this. Do I put in how to take down the boss? Then do I do like path clearing options? Is there a global node? There's a lot of variables to think of when doing it. Should I consider masteries within doing this stuff? And then you're down a rabbit hole and thinking, sugars, I've spent so much time on this and I need to get this out.
Yeah. Is this worth it?
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you just got to be done. So yeah, I feel you on that one, Rich.
Yeah. Right. Thanks everybody for listening to the podcast and watching on YouTube. We'll be back for episode 70 very, very soon. And bye-bye for now.